What's up, guys? We are in California for episode 3, and today we are going to talk about the World Series. Got my volley here. I don't have a bat today, so we're going golf club, pickleball. Hold on. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the World Series, especially Game 7. But today's main topic of the day on the No Filter Network is basically the foundation of our hitting, the foundation of our swing, the foundation of where hitting begins. Okay, so our goal today is to teach the foundation of the swing, how a hitter's lower half, so we're going to primarily focus on ground up stuff. Okay, so how a hitter's lower half sets up everything, leg stance, load, stride, and approach. And to end, I've really gotten, sorry, I'm using my Bible as a thing to hide it, but we are going to end in a little comparison with a little Bible teaching to hitting to life. Okay? Because life has structure, timing, and purpose. And just like life, it all ties in and circles together. So, where do we want to begin? Let's start with the World Series. I honestly didn't care who won. Obviously, everyone's going to complain that the Dodgers bought another World Series championship. And some are going to say that the Blue Jays screwed it up. Like they blew it. They didn't. Like Dodgers didn't win it. More so, the Blue Jays lost it. But let's just go talk about Game 7. I mean, we could talk about some hitting. I thought approaches were great. I mean, it's the big leagues, guys. You're facing the best pitchers in the game, 95 plus, nasty movement. So I really enjoyed watching the Blue Jays players' approaches. Their hitting coach, David Popkins. A little fun fact. Good friend of mine. Played with him in college summer ball. He played a little bit of pro ball in the minor leagues and fast tracked to the big leagues. And look at what he's done with the Blue Jays. His philosophy there, his help with the players on approaches, how he's turned that team into almost 300 hitting team. And every player there has had success. I mean, look at Clement. 30 hits in the postseason. And he wasn't trying to hit homers. He didn't strike out a lot. That's how you play the game. That's how you be a hitter. Okay, we're not going for a home run, strikeout kind of guy. We're going for line drives, base hits, singles, score runs, get on base, make things happen. Okay, so that's what I enjoyed about this World Series and watching the Blue Jays. Because you got even Vladdy getting just knocks, jam knocks, out in front knocks. Yeah, he had a couple homers that were big too, but he was just getting base hits as well. He wasn't swinging for the fence, not at all. His swing, everyone's swing, even Kirk, level swings through the middle of the zone, and it's just a matter of catching an inside pitch out front, a middle pitch right on your front leg, outside pitch right on your cock. Okay, that's how you let the ball travel. Those are your marks when we're hitting. Okay, so let's just go into hitting for now. Start with our feet, start with the ground. All right, then we'll kind of go back into the World Series because I really want to talk about a little bit of base running and approaches on less than 2 outs, runner on third. What is our approach as a hitter? Okay, because they should have got 2 or 3 more runs, insurance runs. Okay, Blue Jays should have won that game, but they had chances to score extra runs and they didn't. Okay, so anyways, let's begin. This is Barrels with Breland, your host. All right, the show where we break down hitting to its roots and build it the right way. Okay, so today we're going to go back to the foundation, legs. Can't see it. We're going legs. Everything's legs today. How we use the legs, ground the feet. Okay. Okay, so leg, stance, load. The real base of every great swing starts from the ground that's beneath your cleats. Because if your foundation's off, everything else will crumble, and you can't have good hands, good timing, or power if your body isn't grounded right. All right, so why the lower half is everything. If the lower half ain't working, these ain't gonna work right. These ain't gonna work right. And even this midsection isn't gonna work right. So, the lower half isn't just power, it's your foundation of balance, rhythm, and control. Okay, so let's start with the stance. Think of it, I wanna say most coaches always say this. Your feet are like roots of a tree. Like, get rooted in the ground. Be an athlete, find a comfortable athletic position, not upright, not too wide, because then you'll be very unmobile and you can't adjust. Find something comfortable, usually shoulder width a little bit wider. I'm a very upright hitter, so I like to be just about shoulders width and open. So if I'm facing the pitcher and the pitcher's this way, I'm open. Okay. I'm a leg kick guy, so I'm open. And I'm already preloaded on the back side. So that's how I am. Okay. So there's no perfect stance. You find something that's comfortable where you can feel grounded, you can feel strong, and you can feel athletic. Okay. So there's 3 non-negotiables when it comes to hitting. Okay. So one is balance. You should feel athletic, centered, ready to move in any direction, especially after load and we're striding. So basically, the balance is when, one, it's the pre-movement of our load and go. But also, 2, is when we do stride and we separate, where we're landing, we want to be balanced. Okay, second, posture. Slight bend in knees, hips a little hinged. So we want just, we don't want straight. We want space in between here for hands, elbows, arms to move. Okay, so bend in the knees, hips hinged, chest slightly over the plate. We don't want to be way over the plate. We don't want our head moving too much. Just a little athletic. So we could be like right here. So we're not straight, we're not bent. So we're right in the middle. Let's see. So this is upright, almost like Bellinger, but Bellinger's a little wider. Bellinger likes to be here. And then he's kind of already preloaded, so he's just falling into it. Okay. We don't want to be too wide, and then we're just stuck. And there's nothing. We have no leverage on our swing. Alright. So find something comfortable. Alright, guys. Posture. Head still. Because 3, head still equals vision. Both eyes on the pitcher. Or cue. I've always been taught you look for where his hand, the ball is coming out of, or was in that general space, but for some reason, I still don't really know what I'm looking at, but I look kind of just at the center of a pitcher. Because then on the on-deck circle, I'm looking at his whole thing, and I'm kind of just trying to find the rhythm of his movement so I can time it up with the rhythm of mine. Okay? So your stance should feel relaxed, ready. If you're tense before the pitch, you'll be late. If you're too loose, you'll lose direction, you'll lose barrel. Okay? So try this. When you settle into your stance that you are comfortable with, wiggle your toes. Try put some, rock your feet, go toe to heel. Okay? And then settle. And if you feel your feet weight and the balls of your feet, you're too forward. All right? And if you're on your heels, you're leaning back too much. So we want to be kind of grounded, and everyone has their preference, or every hitting coach 60-40, 70-30, 50-50. Me personally, like I've said in this podcast, I'm going to teach what I do. Me, I'm preloaded on this back leg for the most part. So I would say I'm almost 70-30 back here. So I am pre-weighted. I like to think, I was hitting with Kevin Long, big league hitting coach for the Phillies. But he had another friend of his come, another ex-big leaguer, and I was hitting the ball well, but I wasn't driving it. And he's like, feel like there's a pull going through this backside down into your heel, into the ground, and it's locked into the ground. And put all that weight in the heel, because then when everything comes forward, everything's getting transferred up into the inner half of the foot, and then that power comes right through. Hard to explain. I know how to feel it, but I like to think, my thought is ground the back heel. Okay, so we're going to ground the back heel. That's what I do for the preload. Ground the back heel, preloaded about 70-30, and I'm just a leg kick guy. So I'll show you this again. So I'm a leg kick guy. So if I'm preloaded, my head's still, and I'm going, I'm just picking it up and going. Pick up, go. Soft, soft. Okay? That's what I do. One day, I will find a way to switch this over, put a little highlight of me hitting. That way I can show you what I do. And you could see the pitcher in his wind up and moving. And when I'm moving, loading, separating, striding, go. Okay, so the load, stride, rhythm, and timing. Now we're going to talk load and stride. The heartbeat of your swing. Too many players overthink this. Because your load isn't a movement, it's more of a rhythm. We should not be rocking back and forth and swaying our body when we're loaded. So here's how to think about it. Your load stores energy. Like I said, it stores, like for me, I put it all in my foot. Okay? It stores energy like pulling a bow before releasing the arrow. Your stride sets direction. It's not about stepping big. It's about landing balanced and strong. Where are we? In the best position so we can activate when we want to swing. Okay? And everything can flow. Okay? You want your stride to land softly, like a cat. So there's this one drill where you're up on a roller on your front foot and you're loaded and you're just rolling down the roller like a massage roller. You're rolling down, stepping softly, and you're going. That's one great drill I've seen from Micah Franklin. You can look him up on Instagram. I also follow Micah Franklin. He talks about 7 to 22 direction, great drills. I use a lot of that for my hitting. And I've really felt the difference between catching a ball on the barrel and just hitting a ball on the barrel. Okay? So you want your stride foot to land softly. Feel the ground, stay connected, and let your rhythm match the pitcher. I was always taught we should be separating as the pitcher is literally about to throw or right at his release. At least that's what I see every time I watch the video. I've seen my separation, load, separate. So I should be here when I want to say, I'm picking up my foot when he's picking up his foot, his leg kick. And then I'm striding when he's separating almost. Picture separating. So that's how I've seen it. Sometimes I'm a little late, but that's okay. Because especially when guys are throwing fast, you want something that's just boom, boom, and you're going. Okay, so a good cue, slow to go. Don't rush your load. I always say slow and early. If you're having trouble and you're feeling off balance, I've been taught, and what I remind myself, slow and early. Because you can always go early and get down early. But if you're rushed, you're going to swing at everything. Your head's moving. Everything looks good. You're swinging at balls in the dirt. And technically, you think your swing's bad when you're rolling over or you're missing it, but your timing's just really good. Okay, so slow to go. Don't rush your load. Feel the ground. Stay connected and let your rhythm match the pitcher. Okay, now we're going to go to approach. The approach is everything in hitting. And it all starts in the cage, in practice, in all your prep stuff. What you think in practice is what you're going to think in the game. So if every drill you're thinking homer, then every swing in the game is going to be a home run swing. And home run swings succeed, I want to say, 1 out of 50 times. All right. So what I like to do, my thought in the cage in preparation, slow and early, inside the ball, through the middle, loose hands. Slow and early, inside the ball, through the middle, loose hands. A saying myself and some friends like to say is, buttery backspin barrel biscuit pops through the eye of the barrel. Buttery backspin, buttery biscuit barrel pop. All right. Anyways, we want to stay loose. That's my approach every single time. And what I'm looking for is something over the middle to outer half of the plate. I want to get extended. I'm not an inside guy. At least I haven't been. Now, it don't matter where you throw it. With practice, consistency, repetitions, my approach allows me to react to inside a lot more correctly and stay through it rather than in and out because I got beat and my timing was bad. But I also think my mechanics were just bad where I didn't trust my hands and my swing to keep going through the middle, where I just saw it inside and I rotated. I was a very rotational hitter. Now I'm very linear, straight, and I stay gap to gap. And if I'm really late, the ball goes down the line for a triple. And if I'm early, hooks down the line for a double, or is still barreled in the 6-hole. Okay, so my approach is heart of the plate, stay on the fastball. Number one rule in baseball and hitting, stay on the fastball. My favorite video is Pete Rose. He said something to the gist of, the hardest pitch to hit is the fastball. Because if you can't hit the fastball, if you're not looking fastball, you're not going to hit the slow stuff. And the fastball is the easiest pitch to hit because it's the straightest pitch. Okay, so think about this. If you're timing up for a fastball, you always time up to the pitcher's fastest pitch. That's what he said. Because if you time up for a fastball, you can load, stretch, go. Off speed comes load, timing for a fastball, load, stretch, slight pause, adjust, react, go. Or load a fastball, curveball in the dirt, you have time. You have time to either swing or you have time to track the ball and be like, ball. Easy, okay? So once your body's in sync, the next piece is your approach. Like we said, approach isn't mechanics. Approach is a mindset. It's having a plan before every pitch. You're competing every pitch. Every single pitch you are competing. Bad call, bad swing, bad take. You competed. Step out of the box, deep breath, eye on the barrel, Get back in there, clear the mind, go back to the approach. Up the middle, stay on the fastball. Okay? Because we're competing every pitch. The pass doesn't matter, a bad call doesn't matter. It's you versus you against the ball. Okay? So ask yourself these things every at bat. What's this pitcher trying to do to me? These are things you should be doing before you get in the box. Either on deck, in the dugout, watching his warm-ups, all right? What's this pitcher trying to do to me? What's my strength zone? So you should already know your strengths, and that should be part of your approach. If you're an inside hitter, you should only be looking inside until 2 strikes. If you know this guy throws curveballs a lot to you, then sit on a curveball until 2 strikes. Then you go fastball and adjust. Okay? So stick to your strengths in hitting. You can always work a little bit on your weaknesses, but if you stick to your strengths, pitchers aren't good enough to always attack your weaknesses. They're going to make mistakes. Okay? And then what's my goal this at bat? My goal every at bat is to barrel a baseball. See a lot of pitches, barrel a baseball. If I see one pitch, barrel a baseball, quality. We want quabs, quality at bats. Quabs is hit it hard, seam pitches. You go down 0-2, you see another 4, 5, 6 pitches, quality at bat. You move a runner over, you play the situation of the game. Those are quabs. Barrels, quabs all day. I don't care if it's the first pitch or the 10th pitch. A barrel as an out, a barrel as a hit. Any barrel, quab. The more quabs, the more opportunity for success you're going to have, the better results you're going to get in this game of baseball. Okay? Too many hitters step up to the plate with no plan. They're just like, I'm going to use my athletic ability and my talent to just go and swing at anything. Just hoping to hit it, okay? Or hoping to get a hit. All right. That's not how this game works. This game is 100% mental, using all the skill that you have. Because you could have all the skill, but you don't know how to use it mentally. Sit the bench. Okay? Sit the bench. Okay? So a clear approach creates confidence. Just think of it. Baseball is a game of results, but the less you think about it and the more you think about process over results, the better you will be, the more confidence you will have, the more opportunities for success you will have, and the more luck you get. Swear to God. All right? Because imagine you barrel a ball, line drive, leaning to center field, caught. But you keep the same approach. You trust what you did. You go up the next at bat. That's where the baseball gods reward you. You put a great swing on a ball. Maybe you get beat, broken bat, flare, double down the line. That's the game of baseball. Usually the barrels get outs, and if you keep the same approach, the same bat path, the same trust in your swing, in your approach, that's where you get knocks. So that's why mental toughness and mental performance is huge. Once you lose it, because you're not competing pitch to pitch, and you get down on yourself on a barrel ball that you got out, and you're like, oh, man. And then you're thinking about it going up for the second at bat, you're already thinking about the pass. The pass is done. And then that's going to affect every pitch you see until you clear it. Okay? So, my biggest tip with approach is just to compete every pitch, stay on the fastball, stay through the middle. All right? Stay on the fastball, adjust to anything else after that. We're not trying to lift the ball. We're trying to square the ball up. We're trying to square a round ball and hit line drives 10 feet high at the pitcher. Other than that, we can't control anything else that happens after the ball gets hit. Okay? We are going to compete every single pitch. That's what hitting is about, and that's where confidence comes from, is competing, learning, reviewing, and repeating. Okay, so we're going to put it all together. So when you put it all together, here's what happens. Legs give you balance, stance gives you direction, and so does your mindset. If your mindset's thinking pull, you're going to be rotational with no direction. We want direction through the middle. Left center to right center gap. That's where the hits are. I promise. Okay? Load and stride gives you timing while using your eyes. The best way to do that is pre-pitch preparation when we're on deck, when we're on the bench waiting to come up. When we're not playing, we're still watching the pitcher. We're doing everything we can. We can compete if we're not even playing in the game. Okay, there's so many ways. We can visualize, we can time a pitcher, we can talk to the players that are pitching. What's he throwing? What's he like? There's so many ways to get better in this game rather than just sit on the side, not think, and just think I can throw the ball, the bat, the glove out there, and I can play the game. The approach, the mindset, the mental performance, it gives you clarity. And the best way to do that is keep it simple. The more simple, less thoughts that are in your mind, the more powerful and intentional thoughts that are in your mind, the better you will be. All right? That's the base of hitting. And when you trust that foundation, everything else flows naturally. Remember, the best hitters aren't just talented, they're repeatable, they're consistent. That's why big leaguers are big leaguers, because they're consistent, the same swing, the same approach. Sure, the results might not be there, the stats might not be there, but every day they come out to the ball field, do the same repetitive drills that they know work for them to get their mind right, and that's what they do. They stick with it. Hola, señor.
Ya está.
Bien.
Mañana regreso, pero más temprano.
Okay.
Ok.
¿No más hoy?
No, ya está.
¿Terminaste?
No, esta parte está un poco mojada, tengo que dejar
Okay.
que seca. El irrigation system está abierto.
No, yeah, every night it goes on.
Tengo que apagarlo porque tiene que estar seco para poder pintar.
It needs to stay dry, yeah, in order to paint. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. That's the handyman here in California at my best friend's Brett Christman's house. The Christman's house sitting. So we're doing it all the way out in California in the Bay Area. All right. Anyways, make hitting simple. Again, we work from the ground up. Legs, stance, load. I like to be 70-30. I say almost everyone should be preloaded so we're not swaying. Okay. We're dancing with the pitcher. We're finding rhythm. Use our eyes. Be athletic. Bend our knees. Okay. Simple. Stay on the fastball. All right. Lastly, guys, I really got into my Bible more, learning more about God, trusting Him. It's kind of crazy how the Bible literally relates to life. It's basically a self-help book, and I thought that's really cool. Life is adversity. Baseball is adversity. How we deal with it creates our life. Okay. So before we close, I want to leave you with something deeper, because hitting, like life, is all about building on the right foundation. So there's a verse in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." So basically that means to me, everything has its timing, its rhythm, and its season. Okay? So just like hitting, every movement has a purpose. Every struggle in your swing, every adjustment you make is part of the process of becoming who you're meant to be as a hitter, as a person, as a teammate. So either it's in the box or in life, trust your foundation, trust your athletic ability, trust your skill. Okay? Stay balanced and know that every season has its purpose for you. Okay? So go out there, have faith, have trust in yourself, believe in yourself. You are worthy, and just compete every pitch. God bless each and every one of you. Amen. All right. So thanks for listening. Barrels and pickleball with me, Breland. I'm thinking of calling it Barrels and Bible. That'd be a good one. So if today's episode hit home, helps for you. I'm uploading this on YouTube and Spotify, so please subscribe to my channel. I believe youtube.com/Almodovar50. On Spotify, just look up the podcast Barrels with Breland. Please share this, like it, subscribe, whatever, all the social media stuff. I really hope this helps, guys, because in 14 seasons, I'm finally learning. I'm tapping into my potential as a 35-year-old baseball player. Isn't that crazy? So stick with it. Be intentional in everything you do. Do it 100%. All right, guys. Next week, we're going to talk about more the upper half of our swing, so the hands in the barrel path direction. How to control the bat through the zone without overcomplicating it. Of course, keeping it simple as always. Anyways, congrats to the Dodgers. Back-to-back champs. Kershaw going out with a bang. Retired as a champ. I think he's got a couple rings now. Baseball season's over, but the learning never ends. All right. I'm Breland. Follow me on Instagram, @thereal_smoothie king, or look my name up, Breland Almodovar. All right, so I'm reminding you, build from the ground up, trust your rhythm, and remember, everything has a purpose. God bless.